Now we'll discuss about the absorption isotherm. The variation in the amount of the gases absorbed by the adsorbent with pressure at constant temperature can be explained by means of a cup, and that cup we call as a absorption isotherm. So in the absorption isotherm, we will discuss about the extent of absorption at constant temperature with increase in the pressure. So we need to draw a graph of pressure versus extent of absorption, means x by m. Then you take the constant temperature, and through that graph you need to find out how much amount of the gases absorbed at a particular pressure at that particular temperature. So Fender's absorption isotherm, let us discuss about this term. Fenris in 1909 gave an empirical relationship between the quantity of a gas absorbed by unit mass of solid adsorbent and pressure at a particular temperature. So Fenris give that formula which have the quantity of gas absorbed by unit mass of solid adsorbent and pressure at that particular temperature. So the relationship which was given by Fenris can be shown in the equation x by m equal to k p to the power 1 by n, where n is greater than 1. Here x is the mass of the gas absorbed on the mass m. Mass of the gas absorbed on mass m of the adsorbent at pressure P, and K and the N are the constant which depends on the nature of the adsorbent and the gases at a particular temperature. So the value of P, K, N depends on the nature of adsorbent and the gases at the particular temperature. This relationship is generally represented in the form of cup, where the mass of the gas absorbed per gram of the adsorbent is plotted against the pressure. This is the mass of the gases absorbed by m mass of the adsorbent in grams, and this is the pressure. So here in the first graph we have seen at 273 Kelvin what is the pressure, means that what is the amount of the gases absorbed at that particular pressure, and in the second line we have seen 244 means temperature increase, then gases absorption increase, and like this one again temperature decreases up to 195. So here first one, highest temperature, amount of the extent of gas absorption is less. When we reduce the temperature again, the extent of absorption of gases gradually increase. When you decrease more, then the extent of absorption gradually increases. So this shows your relationship between the pressure and extent of the gas absorbed at particular temperature H. So here this curve indicates that at a fixed pressure there is a decrease in physical absorption with increase in temperature. Decrease in physical absorption with increase in temperature. This curve always seems to approach saturation at that means the level of this highest absorption take place at higher pressure. So higher pressure gives your higher gases absorption. That means your saturation of the gases take place. Now taking the log, this above equation you take the log of x by m equal to log k plus 1 by n log p is log to the power log p to the power 1 by n means 1 by n log p, you will get it. This is the formula of log. So here from this we know that the variability of Fenris isotherm can be verified by plotting log of x by m on y-axis as an ordinate and log p as an x-axis as a abscissa. If it comes to be a straight line, the Fenris absorption isotherm is valid. Otherwise, if it is a curved line, then it will not identify the Fenris absorption isotherm. Now let us see the graph. This is the graph of log p by log of x by m. So when you have drawn, you will get a straight line here. So the slope of this straight line is 1 by n. And the slope of this line that gives 1 by n value, the intercept is in log k. Intercept is log k, which is on the y-axis. So when this isotherm explain the behavior of absorption in an appropriate manner, the factor 1 by n can have the value from 0 to 1. And this equation holds good over a limited range of pressure. Up to a particular pressure, it may hold the applications of this Fenley's absorption isotherm. Now let us see the remaining part. So when we have taken 1 by n, then 1 by n equal to 0, then x by m equal to constant. The absorption is independent of pressure. The absorption is independent of pressure. If 1 by n comes to 1, is why we have taken 0 and 1 is that, as we have already know that the value of 1 by n comes to 0 to 1. So we need to take these two values. So 1 by n is equal to 1, then x by m equal to kp, that is x by m is directly proportional to p. This indicates that absorption varies directly with pressure. So our rate of absorption, that means physical absorption, varies with pressure. So this is what we got in the Fenley's absorption isotherm. Now let us see absorption from the solution phase. Absorption from the solution phase. Solid can absorb solute from solution also. When a solution of acetic acid in water is shaken with charcoal, then a part of acid is absorbed by the charcoal and the concentration of the acid decreases in the solution. Similarly, litmus solution when shaken with the charcoal become colorless. The precipitate of magnesium hydroxide attain blue color when precipitate is in presence of magnesium reagent. The color is due to the absorption of magnesium. So from this observation, we can make a conclusion about the absorption from the solution phase. As number 1, the extent of absorption decreases with increasing the temperature. First point is the extent of absorption decreases with increasing the temperature. So this is the first point. In the second point, the extent of absorption increase with increase in surface area of the adsorbent. So the extent of absorption increases with increase in the surface area of the adsorbent. The third point is the extent of absorption depends on the concentration of the solute in solution. So it also depends on the concentration of the solute in solution. Again, the extent of absorption depends on the nature of the adsorbent and the adsorbent. So it also depends on the nature of the adsorbent and adsorbate. So a precise mechanism of absorption from the solution is not known, but Fenley's equation approximately describes the behavior of absorption from solution with the differences that instead of pressure, concentration of the solution is taken into account. So if concentration is taken, then Fenley's absorption isotherm we can write as x by m equal to k c to the power 1 by n. Taking log of this in both sides, then we get it log of x by m equal to log k plus 1 by n log c. Plotting x by m against log c will get a straight line, then which shows the validity of the Fenley's absorption isotherm. So here we know that absorption of a substance from a solution can also valid for the Fenley's absorption isotherm. Now let us see about the application of absorption. Now first is about the production of high vacuums. The remaining traces of air can be absorbed by charcoal from the vessel evacuated by vacuum pump to give a very high vacuums. So if we use charcoal, then charcoal can absorb the gases, thereby it can generate a vacuum in the vessels. So this is the first application. So this application of absorption is important for your exam point of view. Again, let us discuss gas masks. gas mask is used for breathing in coal mine to absorb the poisonous gases. So here in the gas mask also charcoal is used as an adsorbent to absorb the poisonous gases. Second, this is the second uses. In the third uses, controlling the humidity. As we know that silica or aluminum gel is used as an adsorbent to remove moisture and to control the humidity. And next, four uses is removal of coloring material from the solution. Removal of coloring material from the solution. So here, enamel charcoal remove colors of solution by absorbing color impurities. This is what we have. Now next, we will go to the heterogeneous catalyst. Heterogeneous catalyst, as we know that if the phase of that reactant, the catalyst, and the products are of different phases, then we call it a heterogeneous catalyst. So absorption of reactants on the solid surface of the catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. There are many gaseous reactions of industrial importance involving solid catalysts. Such an example, manufacture of ammonia using iron as a catalyst. Manufacture of sulfuric acid by contact process also use highly nickel as a catalyst in case of hydrogenation of oil. So like this one, many heterogeneous catalysts are used, and the role of heterogeneous catalyst is adsorption, to give the surface of the adsorption. Next is separation of inert gases. Due to the difference in the degree of absorption of gases by charcoal, a mixture of noble gases can be separated by absorption on coconut charcoal at different temperatures. So coconut charcoal is used as an adsorbent in case of separation of inert gases. In curing disease, a number of drugs are used to kill the germs by getting absorbed on them. Say, in case of fruit metallurgy, during the fruit flotation process, where low-grade sulfide ores are concentrated by separating it from silica and other earthly material by this method. We use pine oil and frothing agents. Now next is adsorption indicator. Surface of certain precipitates such as silver halides have the properties of absorbing some dyes like eosin, fluorescein, and thereby producing a characteristic color at the end point. So we can use as an indicator. And here the surface of the substance gives the absorption surface. Last one, chromatographic analysis. Chromatographic analysis based on the phenomenon of absorption and find a number of applications in analytical and industrial field. So these are the uses of or applications of adsorption in our daily life.